Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel, and a mostly positive morning, Valerie, but not for Nike. Wow, yes. This stock's getting clobbered this morning. Good morning.
No Santa rally for Nike, I'm afraid. Nike shares are down some 10% in pre-market trade. This comes after their results after the bell. They warned that sales will be declining this quarter amid persistent weakness in China, which is a surprising turn of events after 2 straight periods of sales growth for Nike. They also said that their Converse brand was another weak point. Sales plunged 30% in the latest quarter. The CEO characterized the company's rebound as still in the middle innings, so it's still positive about the road ahead. But Nike shares getting pummeled this morning, down 10% in pre-market trade.
Well, one stock not getting pummeled for a change now, Valerie, is Oracle. Of course, we saw the earnings earlier this week, but this morning looks like it's come out on top in the TikTok race.
Yeah, that's right. Oracle shares are higher by close to 5% in pre-market trade, rising on the news that will own 15% of TikTok US. Now, TikTok unveiled a long-delayed plan to separate from its Chinese parent ByteDance. They've signed binding agreements to create a U.S. joint venture of a majority owned by American investors. Oracle being the lead, Silver Lake and MGX are also taking part. They will take a combined 50% stake in TikTok US. Now, this joint venture will operate as an independent entity that will control the data protection, the content moderation, the algorithm, all of the security that the U.S. wanted in their own hands instead of on Chinese ground. But previously, the value of the deal, Nathan, was flagged around $14 billion. We'll wait to see if that's confirmed, but perhaps we're seeing such a strong market reaction to Oracle, given that maybe $14 billion was a deal when compared to the valuations of TikTok US, which is on most days the most highly downloaded app on the App Store and Apple.
Yeah, no kidding. I guess we're going to have to keep an eye on pharmaceutical stocks today because we're hearing reports that there could be an announcement on them this afternoon.
Yeah, this is a Reuters report that drug makers are expected on Friday to announce agreements with the U.S. to lower certain prescription drug prices. Now, in this Reuters report, they mention AbbVie, Bristol Myers, Gilead, and Merck. So we're seeing some of these shares trade softly in U.S. pre-market. Gilead is down 1.2%, Merck down 0.2%, AbbVie down around 0.2%. So again, a lot still to make out from this report, but it does follow a string of more positive reports about European drug makers coming to agreements with the U.S. and having those tensions ease around prescription drug pricing. So one to watch.
And we'll be watching FedEx as well because it seems like investors are trying to figure out how they want to react to the earnings from the shipping giant.
Yeah, FedEx shares are in the red, down just shy of 1%. And this comes after, I think investors are wanting results from their sweeping network overhaul, and we didn't necessarily get them fast enough in the results after the bell yesterday. A string of cost headwinds in the results from the previous quarter was something that investors drove attention to. One of those is a cost headwind around the grounding of some of its planes. But the CEO told investors that this network overhaul, the efforts to reduce structural costs will lead to significant improvements in profitability, but it just seems like the market wants to see them sooner rather than later.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.